Who were the Groupish and where did Groupman come from? One theory has it that the Groupish came across a land bridge from Greenland to North America and settled in the Cazenovrian Valley that way. Yet another theory has it that the Groupish peoples lived in adjacent lands to the Cazenovrian Valley for millennia. And yet still another theory has it that Groupman and the Groupish are descended from an ancient race of alien beings that came to Earth from a dying planet. Whatever the case, we do know this, that by the mid-1960s, Groupman and the Groupish inundated the Cazenovrian Valley, and Groupish civilization became the norm for this part of the world. Why did this happen? Well, probably the most plausible explanation is the basic dietary need that Groupman had for marijuana and Nautilus submarine sandwiches. It was these two vital nutrients that drew Groupman and the Groupish to the Cazenovrian Valley. As the Catholics have Rome and the Muslims have Mecca, so Groupman has Cazenove Street. And it is here in this marvelous center of Groupish civilization that the greatest civilization known to man was founded. And it was here that the great works of art and creativity developed. The very epicenter of the Cazenovrian Valley and Cazenove Street is, of course, Lebrun. And here it is, this marvelous Groupish structure that was built in the mid-1960s and housed Groupman. And it's a shame that we can't get inside, because you could see the wonderful festooned banisters, beautifully decorated in the Groupish style. Join us again next week for Groupman and the Groupish, Part 2, The Triumph of Knowledge and Learning. Not since ancient Alexandria and the Ptolemies has there been a greater tribute to knowledge and to learning. No civilization before or presently has regarded knowledge and learning and understanding with such complete veneration. It was here at this marvelous library where the knowledge of the whole world was brought together that Groupman was able to construct the bullshit sandwich. Good opening sentence, good closing sentence, and bullshit in the middle. And it was through these scientific principles that Groupman was assured of getting a C- on almost any term paper at the university. Join us again next week for Group Civilization, the final years. Before you see railroad tracks and a highway leading east, where there were once towering citadels of Groupish civilization. And in a way, this is a truly perfect metaphor for the fate of Groupman and Groupish civilization. For by the late 1970s, Groupish peoples would migrate out of the Cazenovrian Valley in ever-increasing numbers, so that by 1980 there would be nothing left but a few scattered remains of a once great and glorious civilization. How did this happen? What were the causes? For one thing, there were the divisive schisms of the 1960s and early 70s. That literally tore apart the very fabric of groupish civilization, turning brother against brother and sister against sister. But to really understand what truly devastated Groupman and the Groupish, we must remember what drew Groupman to the Kaznovrian Valley in the first place, namely marijuana and Nautilus submarine sandwiches. For as these vital nutrients became more and more scarce, Groupman was forced to move further and further from the Kaznovrian Valley to graze on marijuana and munch on what few Nautilus submarine sandwiches were left. It was only a matter of time before these vital nutrients became completely extinct, and the once fertile Kaznovrian Valley became fallow, and the Groupish were plagued by devastating famine until by the end of the 1970s, the once proud Groupish were forced to endure that final, horrific, gross, horrible indignity, namely work. So what did Groupman and the Groupish leave behind for mankind in the final analysis? Well, today we are left with the legacy of Groupman. The bon mot, the almost fanatical devotion to trivia, and of course, the absolute respect and reverence and veneration for the theater. All gifts of Groupman and the Groupish to the ages. So from all of us here at the Institute for Groupish Studies, thank you for joining us for Groupman and the Groupish. Goodbye, and as the Groupish themselves would say in their characteristically brilliant way, smokin's one thing, but steamrolling's another.